All right, let's go. It's getting difficult to come up with a new way to describe our current situation, so I think I need some help.
Tavares, right in the butt.
What?
Oh, you a bad man, Tavares. I bet Mrs. Tavares be saying,
This is the best.
But although the market looks a little wobbly at the moment, we must always remember that a lion may lose its teeth, but never its hunger. Personally, I wish we could just go back to the simpler times. You know, when crypto used to be fun, and if you saw this guy on the corner, you would just figure that he lost a bet rather than assume his political party. However, if the market has you really down, one thing that works for me is to find a nice quiet space and just utter the words,
Edge, I'm sorry.
So you know we got a lot to talk about in this video, from fishing boats and white guys to why Machine Gun Kelly looks so tired. And from surprising that special someone with just the right Christmas gift, to guys that like to ferociously flaunt their manthina getting out of the steam room.
It doesn't feel like me. I look like a man in a dress, and that's not what I want.
But on the bright side, at least you're just confused and not also blind. This is the channel where we always ask the right questions, like, will anyone even notice the giraffe in this picture? Am I the only one who grew up thinking this is what Pennsylvania looked like? Why does every Eastern European relationship look exactly like this? Can anyone confirm that if you sit this way, it's not physically possible for you to have testicles? Is this what she means when she says she loves you from the bottom of her heart? What gym has Greta Thunberg been going to? Is there any possibility that this guy isn't faking an injury? And maybe most importantly of all,
Trans women aren't women, then is this big croissant not a croissant?
The croissant wouldn't pretend to not have a dick.
My fellow Americans, it is my great honor, the greatest honor, to announce and declare complete and total victory over the 2025 hurricane season. We had 0 hurricanes in the Gulf of America ever since we made the name change. I got along very well with, you may have heard of her, Mother Nature. You may have heard of her. She's a tremendous person. I've known her for a long time.
All right, let's talk some financial news, and we'll start right here with some interesting information from the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink.
I can tell you there are a number of sovereign funds that are standing by. They're adding incrementally at 120, at 100. I know they bought more in the 80s. Right. That's fine. And they're establishing a longer position. And you own it over years. This is not a trade.
I think crypto prices have bottomed. And I think that in the next 8 weeks, we're going to shatter the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. I don't think it's going to be a 4-year cycle this time.
Big believer that Bitcoin's going to continue to skyrocket. If we didn't believe that Bitcoin over the next 5 years was going to absolutely fly and go parabolic, we shouldn't be in this business. We believe in the asset with every ounce of our heart.
But it's not all good, as Jim Cramer basically just said that Michael Saylor is going to send Bitcoin to the moon.
He will do whatever's necessary. He is the Malcolm X of Bitcoin, okay? Malcolm X, right? Yes. By any means necessary, he will defeat the shorts. Defeat the shorts.
Because I know you've missed him.
Putting aside Bitcoin for a minute, all the thousands of other tokens, not the stable coins that are backed by US dollars, but all the thousands of other tokens, you have to ask yourself, what's the fundamentals? What's underlying it? You don't get a dividend, you don't get usual returns, and so the investing public just needs to be aware of those risks.
I don't know what I'm doing or saying. My wife dressed me this morning and wiped my ass after I took a pooey poo, and I'm so disoriented that I might just have to resort to screaming and yelling to create the illusion that I comprehend what the heck I'm doing.
And here's a huge price prediction from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse.
I'll go out on the limb and I'll say Bitcoin 180,000 December 23rd or December 31st, 2026.
And lately I've been seeing something interesting in the trading space. More traders are using platforms that let you trade with capital that isn't yours. And it's becoming one of the biggest shifts in crypto trading right now. Before I break this down, I want to thank Crypto Fund Trader for sponsoring this video. And honestly, they fit perfectly with what we're talking about. This whole model comes from traditional prop firms, but in crypto, it's blowing up because it removes the biggest barrier, the need for starting capital. You take an evaluation, follow risk rules, prove you can trade, and if you pass, you get access to funded capital. You trade the firm's money, share profits, and scale based on performance. No hype, no magic button, just a more realistic path to trading professionally. And in this space, Crypto Fund Trader really stood out for me, being transparent and actually built for crypto traders. You trade directly on exchanges like Bybit, challenges are affordable, payouts hit weekly, clean and straightforward. This model is changing how a lot of people approach trading. Capital matters less, discipline matters more. If you want to check out how it works and do your own research, links below to check out Crypto Fund Trader. All right, let's take a look at some of the other top headlines, and we'll start right here with a very important message with Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Part of running a Democrat monopoly is lying. That means scaring you with the Republican boogeyman, even though we haven't elected any in over a century. So even though all the crime and poverty is us, we'll still scare the shit out of you. They're coming for your breadcrumbs.
And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful.
And he's right. No one is coming out and saying that it's shameful, but they are saying this.
Hey, look, it's a big fat retard.
A rant I can relate to from the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp.
I didn't shift my politics. The political parties have shifted their politics. The idea that what's being called progressive is in any way progressive is a complete farce. I've been progressive since the beginning of Palantir. I'm continue to be progressive. I grew up in a highly intellectual, mostly Jewish, incredibly left-wing environment. And every Saturday and every Friday, I heard a lecture about how the conservatives are going to destroy this country with illegal immigration because it's going to undermine the fabric of the American worker. That was 50 years ago. That's what it means to be a progressive. And being a progressive doesn't mean just, it feels so good to be involved in dysfunction, things that can never work, a form of socialism that's never worked, having no meritocracy. That's not progressive. That's honestly cowardly. And most people half my old party knows it. They don't speak up. It's bullshit. It will never work. And it does not help. You know, the biggest problem with that is it's not helping the poor people that they claim to serve. If you think that's helping a black person in the inner city, you're ridiculous. The last thing anyone in this country needs is a dysfunctional educational system and handouts that have never worked and are not going to work.
Democrat influencer Olivia Juliana posted, Tennessee election results were so exciting, I had an asthma attack. And many people, including myself, are happy that she clarified that it was in fact an asthma attack. Cause for a second, it seemed like maybe she was hooked up directly to the McDonald's ice cream machine. Netflix is officially buying Warner Brothers and HBO Max in an $82.7 billion deal. Here is the CEO of Netflix on the new acquisition.
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
Scotty B for the win.
In a blue state, affordability is worse than a blue state.
We can debate that, but keep going.
No, there's no debate. The number 50 basis points higher. Look, that people are voting with their feet. I have the American people on my side. That New York, Illinois, California, Massachusetts are depopulating.
Reports are circulating that President Trump had another phone meeting with the newly elected mayor of New York, Zoran Mamdani.
When I first met this guy, the pirate from movie Captain Phillips, you know, the one that says, look at me, I'm the captain now. I thought he was kind of hot, you know, all malnourished and shit. But I cannot sleep with man if he's not my brother. So I go to Ancestry.com to see if he related to me, and bam, I find out he is my brother. So now I'm about to make him my captain, if you know what I mean.
And I just want to thank you because you're very, very special people. You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what? I like you.
Polymarket now shows a 94% chance that the Fed will lower interest rates another 25 basis points or 0.25% on December 10th. Here's Gavin saying words.
I feel strange. It's interesting. I've been on a journey like most people, feeling great, feeling stressed, feeling doubtful. The last 2 days, I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe the dust settling after Madison Square Garden. Seen how that went, like kind of a roller coaster.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
This is pretty amazing. It's been confirmed that Trump accounts can grow to $191,000 from age 0 to age 18, and then to over $2 million up to retirement, with the maximum contribution of $5,000 per year. To start, they get $1,000 in Trump seed money, then they get the $250 from the Dell family. The whole thing is a great cause and very generous, but that doesn't change the fact that Susan Dell looks like she watches people hunt other people for sport. As the weather continues to cool down, don't be surprised if you receive a few inches tonight. And is it just me, or should LeBron seriously consider letting go of his hair already? So you know I'll be watching, and I'll keep you updated with any new information. To anyone I offended in 2025, work on yourself. That way I don't have to do it again in 2026. I told myself I was gonna stop drinking, but then I realized, fuck if I'm gonna listen to an alcoholic. For anyone who's been wondering what Joe and Hunter have been up to, I found this clip for you.
Snorty, snort, snort. Dad is a piece of shit. That's why I get high. Thank you, honey. I gotta pay the big guy 10%. That's why I get high. I wish it was more.
And here's a little montage to get you into that Christmas spirit.